What's going on, my high vibrational folks? It's your boy, Inside 11, and hold on, I gotta fix my beautiful hair, my beautiful face. But right now, I entitled this video Daytime for a reason because, a lot of people like to stay within their daytime, but they don't want to recognize the nighttime. See, the nighttime is very spiritual, very, internal. We're talking about the yin realm, the speculative realm, our subconscious, our unconscious. And a lot of people like to live their day in the daytime, but you don't realize in your nighttime, that's where your creativity, that's when you go into your dreams, that's when you go into your other realms and realities that you have created inside of you through perceiving the daytime and things like that. And so when we're in our daytime, we just worry about the regular things, our routines, our patterns. We worry about going to work. We worry about, are we gonna be able to pay our bills on time? So we spend a lot of time in this daytime, which is just externalizing things and paying attention to the exoteric energies, the external representations behind of things, rather than paying attention to the esoteric, the internal based things, which is basically the nighttime. In fact, the nighttime is a lot of times is demonized and things like that. We're told like, oh, monsters and demons come out at night, and things like that. As far as even movies and things like that we watch too, but the night is very, very mysterious, and it hides a lot of things. And so if you're willing to explore the darkness of the night, if you're willing to explore the darkness, then this darkness can reward you. Think about the act of even going into a cave or a dark place. Just the objective act of doing that. When you go into a cave, you're like, okay, this is dark. I can't see nothing. It's kind of scary, but I don't know. But your subconscious is also the same thing. There's a lot of dark things in there that are really just an accumulation of lights, because darkness is really just an accumulation of multiple colors. So when you go into your own darkness, when you go to sleep, you go explore that darkness. You go and explore that nighttime. And sometimes you might have nightmares. You might have good dreams and things like that. Good and bad from the perspective of your dreams showing you that there's certain things that you're not dealing with, and certain things that you're participating in that are resulting in the particular result, feeling, or mental state that you are in, because your mind is just reflecting to you your current state of mind. And so, a lot of these energies is demonized because even, in astrology, the daytime is the 7th house to the 12th house. So Libra to Pisces. From AM to PM, depending on your time zone, things like that, like here in Canada, nighttime begins at, nighttime is initiated in, around like maybe 5 o'clock or things like that, all the way until 5 o'clock in the morning when the sun starts to rise again. That's daytime again, Aries, initiating that cycle. And so we have these polarities in astrology of Aries and Libra. Aries initiates the daytime and Libra initiates the nighttime. And so this is why it's important to study the wheel of life and the relationship between yin and yang, because often than not, we live in a system, a matrix, that promotes the daytime as far as us only paying attention to the externalized things in our objective realm, but we don't ever pay attention or analyze the things going on in our subjective realm, which actually produces our objective realm, and the things like objective results, like you being divorced from your wife, you losing your girlfriend. None of that's good or bad or important, but we need to understand how do we get from point A to point B, so we can begin to clear up some things that are stopping us from unifying within ourselves, and going forward with a process and a way of life, a lifestyle that's in adherence with our own virtues and principles and our own laws, and in what creates harmony for us. But for example, a lot of supposed called vampires come out at night in movies and things like that, and they come out to suck blood, and they go to nightclubs and all that stuff. But they're talking about these creatures as far as in the context of people who walk the nighttime looking for things, because we're all beings on this planet, but we're all different types of beings. See, there's some beings that prefer the night, and there's some beings that prefer the day. Now, I'm not talking about necessarily as far as literally people in the nighttime not being able to walk in the daylight, or people in the daylight not not being able to walk in the night. But certain people prefer certain times of the day, and there's a very, very important reason for that, because it actually aligns with an internal design that you have for yourself. But you need to understand how to live in peace with both realms and realities, so you can create your best life. Because when you understand the totality of things, the holistic nature of things, then you're able to, come into full union or come into full cycle within yourself as far as the understanding of the world, and you not being lost in bits and pieces of the realm and reality that you are in. So daytime is just basically us being objective. It's first house to the seventh house, your individuality and how you go about initiating it. Your Taurus, your practicality, your fixated ways of doing things. Gemini, your mutable and adaptable ways of communicating around your environment. That's spring season. That's basically the Middle East spring season. The sword of Archangel Michael. Then you got, that's basically the daytime. That's basically spring season. When you go into what was it spring? Spring and summer, yeah. So summer. Then you go into Cancer, initiating new ways of feeling, having to do with the family when it comes to privacy, domestic issues, and things like that. And then you going into Leo, which is basically your own ways of entertaining others and things like that. And all these things have a specific time frame. When you go around the clock and you begin to cut these things into section to understand the significance of these things, because it plays out in multiple dimensional realities as far as the time zones that we are participating in and things like that. But all these things combobulate to create alignments and days and things like that. And even you go through certain deaths and you go through certain rebirths, and you go through same thing that happens spring, fall, summer, winter. Same thing happens inside of you, but you experience that from your perspective and the position you was born into based on your birthday and things like that. So certain times of the year you experience death, but you don't experience death necessarily, because winter is basically death, where things die and things come back in summer. But for you, winter might actually be life, because that's where you was born at. And so when you understand what daytime, what nighttime actually means from an esoteric perspective, you can begin to apply these concepts to your life, so you can start to build things. But remember, building always starts with internal mentalities, internal realms, because really you're building yourself first as far as how you see yourself for your self-image and things like that. We gather our self-image from objectively experiencing reality. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to be born in the first place. Because a lot of spirits say, oh no, I don't want to be born, I don't want to be born. So they spend a lot of time in the darkness, but in the darkness it can be lonely. You might want to stay in your own bubble, in your own orb. But this is why a lot of people get born, to experience objective reality and try to understand things from a full circle. Now you will experience some form of objectivity as well, when you're in your yin realm, but that's speculative though, so it's kind of limited. You just kind of sit there, kind of like how you're inside of your own mind, thinking and feeling. Okay, I don't know, like but you gotta go do something objective as well during the daytime and things like that. So this is why daytime and nighttime is very, very important. And when you start to see the themes in movies, and as far as certain activities that are done in certain times of the day, like you going to school during the morning, and then you internalizing that's for your nighttime when you go to sleep. So the system is built around these times of the day and things like that. And when you start to see so many references and things like that in movies, like vampires, nighttime, more you have to do more with the feminine energy, Martian energy, things like that, from my perspective at least. Werewolves, hybrid creatures have to do more with the daytime energy, external concepts and things like that. And so you begin to see all these different polar shifts and things like that when it comes to movies and all those different mediums that the shadow government uses to communicate with you, to you, a speculative idea. But a creativity is basically just a speculative idea that someone went about its objectivity the same way. So we're all trying to be objective, but to be objective and be happy with the way we're objective, we need to understand our own yin realm, our own perspective, our own speculative feelings, and how we see the world, so we can begin to involve that within our day-to-day lives as far as our rituals, so we can actually create a lifestyle that's sustainable and that's for us, and not something that takes away energy from us. So it's just a quick video on daytime. We're never talking about no regular daytime. We'll always talk about some spiritual shit on this channel. You better believe it. Real shit.